Back here at the road office with which a program that's already been opened but hasn't been looked at. My buddy Mike picked this up for me at a. It's not really a flea market, but I guess it's just a more upscale flea market in Bedford, Pennsylvania. This is a program from, as the person is written on here, January 2nd, 1970. It looks like 5, but it could be 8. I think it's 5. Which is the Hawks visit to Milwaukee for the Bucks. So this is the first I'm opening this. It's Lou Hudson on the cover. So this is at the Bucks, and so this is going to be a Bucks with Abdul-Jabbar because I saw him in the Bucks uniform. There's the then Bucks general manager Wayne Embry. Some of you that watched one of the Cavaliers openings might have remembered seeing Wayne as a Cavalier. And there's Bucks head coach Larry Costello, who won a title with the Bucks, almost won another one, but when he left the Bucks, he never coached anywhere again. I always wondered why that was. You would think, as successful as he was, he wouldn't have had trouble finding a job. And there's Buffalo's Bob McAdoo. Boy, I used to love Brent Musburger doing the NBA games. To this day, CBS hasn't had the NBA in 30 years, and that's who I associated with. There's John Havlicek and his shock absorbers. High bulk Orlon buffers Hondo Havlicek's pounding feet all game long. If you notice, Havlicek is wearing his jersey backwards so they don't have to pay the Celtics. Topps did that a lot on their basketball cards of the mid-'70s. I'm not sure why, because they had the license to use the logos, but a lot of players still put their jersey on backwards for those. Gail Goodrich, former Lakers son. Derek Dickey, the forward, and his pet. Apparently Derek was a snake. I'm looking right here. Brachus, a 7-foot-long black boa constrictor. At a time when reptile keeping wasn't as mainstream as it is now. Not that it is currently. Austin Carr, boy, we see him every night with the Cavaliers as the commentator. Get that weak stuff out of here, and his other catchphrases. Some great moments. Will Chamberlain's 100-point game. Coleman Forster. Jack McKinney, the assistant coach. He's the guy that was the Lakers head coach that fell off his bicycle and injured himself rather badly. Paul Westhead took over the team in the middle of the year, and they won the championship in 1980. Major Goolsby's Pub and Grill. Yep, and there he is, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of my dad's favorite players and I was always a big Kareem fan. One of my top 10 favorite players ever, and in my opinion, the best big man ever to play this game. If you don't like that fact, well, never mind. The hell with you, because that's just the facts. Bobby Dandridge, very underrated player. He was on the Bullets 78 World Championship team. When you look at this Bucks team and you say they won a World Championship, went to the conference finals a couple times, lost a World Championship in 7 games, and you look at this here is this team was coming off a loss in the NBA Finals. And other than Bobby Dandridge, look at the Mickey Davis, George Thompson. You talk about a team that was literally like picked up and carried. Okay, now this here, I'm looking. My guess is, and I haven't looked at the rest of this yet, it's possible that there was a score sheet or something in the middle, because this looks like where it would be, and this page here is a little loose. There's the it's so loose that it fell right out. The Milwaukee Arena seating plan. Capacity of is at 10,938. Advertisement for the Milwaukee Brewers. Well, and here's this. This is an added bonus. What do we got here? Looks like either the gentleman that did this or it might have came with it. It's the stats for the Hawks and the Bucks entering this game. There's a picture of some of the teams in the league, and where you could write them. Ticket information. There's some more Bucks back up. Walt Wesley, the first draft pick of the Cleveland Cavaliers in the expansion draft. Some new faces in action. Referee signals. The Milwaukee Bucks, pro sports most successful expansion team. Imagine that. You got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with your first pick. Go figure. Congratulations on your success. Here's Jeff Petrie of the Portland Trailblazers. And here we go. Here's some clippings tossed in there of the game, I suppose. Apparently, Kareem scored 52 points in this game. And as Milwaukee won 116-111. Now think about that. He scored 52 points, and they won 116-111. You look at the box score. Kareem scored 52 points. Bobby Dandridge did 17. Two other guys scored 11. Apparently, here's another, and this is I suppose this is the score sheet, but although the guy only credited Abdul-Jabbar with... Oh, this must be the first half. Yes, I'm assuming this is the first half of 56-54. And here's some pictures of the game. This is very cool. This is the stuff that I like to see when you find, which is why I do try to open live, because that way, Lucius Allen, tough on the chessboards, and some referees. Okay, and we got another piece here. What do we got? Gosh, this is boy. Somebody either went to a lot of work, or this came from somebody that worked in the press. Because look, this has got how the third period went notes, and apparently the final score with the 52 points. That's pretty cool. Back the Bucks, some things that you could buy. You could buy a Milwaukee Bucks tote bag for $3.95. T-shirt for $2.95. Bucks trunks for sporting of any kind. Oh, she's the neatest. I know this because it says there. Okay, well, that was an added bonus. The original score sheet's missing, and they have that loose part in the middle, but the bonus pieces that are in there are really neat, are really spectacular as he drops this pen on the floor. Brought a backup tonight to keep close on time. This will be a quick one. This is the program from WrestleMania 1 with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. I was not at WrestleMania 1 live, but I was at the closed circuit telecast. They had it here in Hagerstown at the Maryland Theater with my aunt and uncle and my two cousins. Hulk Hogan and Mr. T looking fierce. And there's a rundown of the card. My best memory of this card was, of course, I rooted for the bad guys and was hollering for the bad guys throughout the card. And in the Piper-Orndorff match, some kid turned around and said, "How do you like your buddy Piper now?" And I said, "Turn the hell around before I smack you in the face." And his dad took offense to that. My aunt later said, "Why didn't you tell me? I would have done something." And my uncle said, "I don't think he needed your help with that one." WrestleMania takes over. Wrestling comes of age. The various stars on the card. Tito Santana, who's facing the Executioner, but I don't know who this gentleman is, but that is not the Executioner that showed up in the ring that night. That was Playboy Buddy Rose, and it was pretty obvious because he was wearing boots that gave it away that it was Buddy Rose. Brutus Beefcake against David Sammartino. Greg Valentine defending the Intercontinental title against the Junkyard Dog. Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. Andre the Giant in the Body Slam Challenge against Big John Studd. Fabulous Moolah against Leilani Kai. Leilani Kai was probably, of the lady wrestlers of the age of punch, kick, pull hair, snapmare, a really basic style. But of all the lady wrestlers of the era of the Fabulous Moolah age, I always thought she was the best one. Wendy Richter was quite talented as well in that style. They could not have wrestled the style that the more athletic style. At least I don't think. But Cyndi Lauper, which at that time was a huge coup. She was one of the biggest stars in the world. Roddy Piper making fun of rock and roll and Hulk Hogan, which both are fine with me. It's a very nice composite of pictures of Roddy Piper. Piper was such a great talker, but Paul Orndorff's wrestling came across as so intense and real. He just seemed like he was legitimately pissed off. Hulk Hogan, more Hulk Hogan, how exciting. And we wrap up with Hulk Hogan. So a little bit, I try to use the wrestling programs as a filler at the end, just in case I need a little bit of time, because they are usually so thin. So there's a look at 1975, the Hawks at the Bucks at the Milwaukee Arena, and WrestleMania 1's program, which I watched on closed circuit. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe and hit that subscription and all the other things that come with YouTube that I am just now beginning to get familiar with on the creative end. And we'll be back next time with another unopening of a media guide or a program, whichever one it may be.